I think a big thing was Bree coming in as a new coach, and just the players. We trusted her. We were able to rally behind her, and practices were high intensity.
We had a very big incoming freshman class, and they were able to get some good minutes in for our team and make some impressive plays in the games, and that came up big for us. We had a lot of new players out there. A lot of people were able to come in off the bench, and the speed of play did not drop at all, and that was really good for us, especially coming with a lot of injuries later on in the season.
That we were going to have a good few seasons coming up with the strong players that were returning. I think that was the biggest thing that I learned from the group last year, is that we were a cohesive unit that was, or what we hope to be, dominant coming up this season.
It's definitely nice to have most of the returners come back, because we know what it took to get to where we did last year, and going so far and falling in the Liberty League tournament final, that also really drives a lot of motivation to get there again and win it this time. We're obviously really going to miss the players that we lost, because they brought a lot to the team, but it's nice to have so many returners and just a lot coming back.
It's great confidence-wise. We always play better when we play good teams, and it's good to have this competition, figure out what we can do, what we need to work on, what the little kinks that we need to get out are. It's just good to see that we can still stay calm against these amazing teams who've made it to the NCAA tournament countless times and made it really far in advance. And we were keeping up with them and barely losing to them, and still getting some good shots on goal and all of that.
Mindset-wise, I think that's the biggest thing for the coaching staff, but also for the girls to know that they can compete with the best teams in the country. And I think, especially going into this season where our schedule is even tougher than it was last year, I think that's a good experience, especially for the returning group.
Nice to see that we can compete with teams like that, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to do just as well as they do consistently every year. So it's fun to play teams like that. It really pushes us and it makes us better, so it's exciting to see.
So we try to make our leadership group as inclusive as possible. So we have first-year leaders, we have senior leaders, and everything in between. There's a lot of facets to leadership, and it's hard to just pick one or two people that are going to be in control of an entire team. So we try to get as many people involved with that as possible.
There's different people on the team who excel leadership-wise in different categories. Like, I am better at talking on the field than I am in the weight room, so it's easier for me to focus on that than try to be just an overall good leader, just kind of be spot on with certain things. So I think it's a lot more welcoming for underclassmen as well. If they want to get a leadership role on the team, they can work on a specific aspect and get really good at that and make that their, have that be their impact on the field and on the team.
There's not just a certain set group of leaders, like everyone is a leader in their own way and a lot of different aspects, so it's nice to not just close the door for some people, because I mean, especially with our senior class, there's so many different aspects and there's so many leaders, I think, amongst all of the returners and things like that. So it's nice to get everyone's input and sort of having a lot more feedback to work with.
I mean, people have different, it could be someone who does not play, but they're great in lifting and they're one of our strongest lifters, so they can be a lifting leader. Even if, so it might be someone who's not like the star on the field, but they're good at communication, really organized, so they can fit into different roles. And then there's people who are really good on the field and have that leadership personality and can fit in that role. So it splits it up better based on people's skill sets, and then it makes it able so younger people are able to join. It's not just your captain when you're a senior.
Struggled with scoring last year, which is frustrating. I mean, you only need one goal to win a game in theory, but so this year we've been doing a lot more finishing drills, and we are switching up some formations, seeing what works with the runs, different things like that, and we're just constantly practicing it. We're constantly talking as players to each other, you know, what balls work for you, what doesn't, you know, and having all these scrimmages that we've had and in our practices, they've really helped open our eyes to all the different combinations we can get. So hopefully it'll work and we'll be able to put the ball in the back of the net.
I think this is going to be our best year so far, and I really think we have good shot of making NCAAs with the girls we have on the team, how well we're bonding, and just how well we're doing in practices and games. I mean, we played yesterday in 3-0, 7-0. Last year we were good and we're finishing, but we weren't finishing with such high volume. So we're getting those finishes in and finishing on goal, and that's huge.
They have very, very lofty goals that they've come up with as a team, and that's something the coaching staff works to give them the opportunities to complete those goals. So for us as a coaching staff, that's where our aim is to be able to give these players the experience that they're looking for, but also kind of complete some of those goals that they've set for themselves.
We're really good at having just cohesive goals as a team and just agreeing on all that, like making NCAAs, doing well in Liberty League, things like that. We do a lot of things team bonding wise outside of just soccer, so we have study halls together, we go do team trips together, do things like that, have team dinners, and yeah, it's just everyone has a different personality, but we all blend together really well, which is really nice too, because there's some people who are a lot more quiet and they'll make comments, we're like, oh my god, that's so funny, and a lot of people like myself, they're just always out there and always talking and things like that, so it's a good mix. I love it, and there's 28 of us and we still get along pretty well, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the year with them.
I think our number one goal is to make the NCAA tournament, just because it's something our program has never done, and in at least 2 of the years that I've been here, it came down to 1 game, which was very frustrating, but it's exciting this year because we know we can do it and we know what it takes, and we have a lot of hungry upperclassmen that aren't going to leave without making some history this year. So I think that would be our main goal, and then obviously to win the Liberty League tournament. That'd be an easy way to get there, and a bunch of smaller goals from there, but that's definitely top on our list.
Programs never made it to NCAAs before, so just getting there would be absolutely amazing for us, and obviously once we get there we'd want to keep doing well in that, but there's a lot of work to put in before that.